ever letting my dad book us tickets ever again. Because whatever he booked our tickets with was the worst thing ever known to man. We got to the airport very, very early to fly to London. We were like 4 hours early. It took us almost 3 just to get through TSA because the tickets were very, very weird looking. So first of all, they weren't letting us check in beforehand. We get to the airport, we try to check in, it doesn't work. We go to the kiosk, does not work. We walked 30 minutes to get to the kiosk and waited in line to get to the kiosk. And then after we realized it wasn't working on the machine either, we had to go to customer service, which was also another 30-minute line. And so we finally get to the customer service, and she's like, "Don't worry, I can help you guys check in. No problem, no problem. Where are you heading off to?" And we said London. She said, "Okay, cool. You guys taking on any bags?" And we were like, "No, yada 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 yada." And then she's tippy tapping on the computer, and she starts looking a bit confused. And we were like, you know, like in our heads, we were like, "Oh, why is it taking too long? Like, I hope these tickets are, I hope these tickets are working." Or, she looked up at us, and then she was like, did you guys get your London visas?" And we were like, what the fuck are you talking about? And she's like, "You don't have it." And we were like, "Have what?" And she's like, "Well, starting this past April, you need to have permission to go to London. You can't just go." And we were like, what? And so my family and I just looked at each other, and I was like, GG's. I literally audibly said out loud, even in front of her, I was like, "Well, guess we're not going to London. Time to go home." And I said it with an attitude. I was so angry in that moment. Because what the fuck do you mean? And I'm not angry at the lady. I'm just angry that this even is a thing. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? What the actual shit? And so, we were sitting there, and we were all visibly very angry and sad, and just staring at each other, not knowing what to say or what to do. And then she goes, "Well, apply right now." And I was like, "Yeah, but how long is that gonna take, dude? Is it gonna take like a few days to for them to review it and accept us?" And she was like, "No, it usually takes like 10 minutes. Oh, okay. Dude, I grab all 3 of our phones, me, my mom, and my dad's phone. And I downloaded the app she told us to download, and, I sped run all of our applications. Because my family, they're very slow with technology. So I sped run all 3 of them at the same time. I did all of our applications for us, and literally it took probably, like 5 minutes to apply each, and then it took approximately 30 seconds for us to get the acceptance email. Like, literally, "Welcome to UK, you may now travel. You are now allowed," or whatever the fuck they said. The fucking shit fuck bitch. You know what's funny? I called Vettel after it happened, and I was like, "This is all your fucking fault, you fucker." You fucking British people. He's like, my bad. Anyways, yeah, so we finally get going. We're able to go through TSA. And, oh my god, we finally get on the plane. Dude, the stress doesn't even end there, okay? It gets worse. We have to take a stop before we head to London. So we stopped in somewhere in the other coast. We had 30 minutes to get off our plane from here onto the next one to London. And so we check our tickets. It said the gate was, I don't know, fucking B2. I'll just make a gate up, okay? We get out of the plane. We go to B2. There's absolutely nobody there, nothing there. It was probably like a 5-minute walk to get to B2. And we were like, okay, that's interesting. Where's everybody? You know, and we have like 25 minutes left at this point. We go to a person behind the kiosk. My dad was like, hey, where are we supposed to go? We're trying to go to London. And the guy just started giving my dad so much attitude for no reason at all. I think because that guy had an accent and my dad had an accent and my dad talked really fast. So I don't think the guy understood. So then they just started yelling at each other, my dad and this fucking guy, which was also wasting more time. It took like 10 minutes for them to freaking yell at each other. The guy was like, go, go, go. It's at K2. Go to K2. So then we start walking in the direction that he pointed us to. But the thing is, it was going backwards. So it didn't look like it was going to K2. So then we were walking 10 minutes in the direction to K2, which was another 10 minutes wasted before we had to board our plane. We head to K2, nothing there. I think the guy fucking did that just to make us late on purpose or something. We find another person to ask. I found a very lovely lady and I asked her this time because my dad is already very angry and we're out of breath because we keep running to these gates. And then I asked this lady, I was like, we're just trying to get to London. I don't know what to do. I'm free. And she was like, okay, hold on. Okay, you need to go there, there. And so we started sprinting to that direction, which took another 10 minutes. So by the time we got there, everyone was already lined up to get inside the plane. So like they were boarding as we got there. But holy fuck, we fucking made it. Holy shit, we made it. And we were like, yeah, so we did it and we got on the plane and it was a great time. Yeah, and then it was an 8-hour flight to London, which I watched Wicked on the movie screen. I watched Wicked. Oh my god, which reminds me, I paid for Wi-Fi and the Wi-Fi didn't work the entire flight. I'm gonna get my fucking money back. Paid $40 to have Wi-Fi the whole 8 hours and I didn't get any smidge of Wi-Fi. I got scammed. We get to London, we arrive in London, and you know what's really funny? Oh, I forgot to mention this one part. Okay, I need to mention this very part because it's very sweet. You know, it's our first time in London or Europe in general for my parents. And we don't really know what hotels are good or especially what area is good in London. There's a lot of crimes happening here and there. So like, we didn't really know where to stay and what was a good place to stay. So I texted Vettel again and I was like, hey, can you recommend some places for us to stay, please? You know, he was like finding a bunch of hotels and stuff. And then he recommended one, which was in a really nice area. I'm probably just not gonna say the city names. It's just somewhere in London. How's that? And so yeah, we were worried because we didn't book our hotel like, you know, like a week in advance or anything in advance. Like, because it was just a very last minute. We were all panicking. It was just so we didn't have anything booked and it was just a whole fucking mess. We were already so stressed with what was going on with the gates and then the tickets. And it was just really annoying. And so Vettel recommended this really, really nice hotel and he paid for our stay for my birthday. He paid for my stay with my family. So that was really, really, really nice of him. My parents, you should have seen my parents after I told them. I was like, guys, we have a hotel. And they were like, hello? Where? What? Well, how much is it? How much is it? My dad's panicking because, you know, my dad... Okay, you know my dad. He's not very good with money. But he wanted to pay for everything in London because it was my birthday. Like, he wouldn't let me pay for stuff, even though he's struggling. So, like, he was panicking because he didn't know if it was, like, an expensive hotel or not, and he had to pay for or whatever the shit. And I was like, well, it's paid for. My friend paid for us. So, yeah, that was really nice. And they were literally so happy. I've never seen my parents like they were jumping up and down. They were like, yay! So it was very nice of him, and it was a really nice hotel too. It's really funny because when we got to the hotel, oh my gosh, the guys were so fucking like awesome. The guys that were working there. And my dad like became besties with them like day one of us getting to that hotel. They were just like every day they kept like treating us with so many free stuff, and it was just and like my dad would like they would all hug each other, and like they would like huddle around each other like but yeah, it was a really nice hotel.